polarizing subject. The laws that were enacted, when Clinton was there and when Bush came in and all these regulations, makes it very hard for people who want to get back on track to really get the immigration stuff together. Some of us have been through the immigration system. I can tell you, right now I may work for a Fortune 100 company. I'm also a Marine, and I'm a citizen, just became a citizen. But I tell you, in 2005, my butt was in El Paso, sitting in a jail there in segregation for 2 weeks. My experience through the immigration system can help somebody.
That's awesome.
Because for me, that's all news. I don't remember when I was being cuffed, when I was briefly held at Estancia prison, which I used to take people there, and they actually had to lock down the whole prison, and go through the halls. It was a crazy situation. And looking back and looking at myself where I'm at, it's crazy. I went through the court system. After a year and a half of going to court, the judge says you're hereby ordered deported, and I had to obviously get an attorney and fight it, and got my paperwork, joined the Marines, became a U.S. citizen, got a good job. But it's a journey. But people like me who have been through the system, we know how. We have a little bit of knowledge. We don't know everything. We have a little bit that we can share with other people. But the most important thing is what happens if one of us in this room gets held by immigration. Is there somebody that can call, a resource, say, hey, I know this attorney, he can file your papers up real quick before we even do anything. What can we do? I don't know if there's anything we can do, but that's why you're here. You tell me, what can we do to improve that and hopefully get our people straight? Obviously, education, awareness, legal support, lobbying. We've got so many Kenyans here in the Dallas area alone. And if we were organized and we had a strong voice and we had somebody who could go to knock on the mayor's door and say, hey, Mr. Mayor, we Kenyans want something to be done about immigration. Our people are also voters. Our people pay taxes. Our people are biomedical engineers. They're attorneys. They're doctors. They're businessmen. They're regular Joe Blows. They're students. We are people. When people talk about immigration in a country, they think about Mexicans. They think about Mexicans. The average American guy thinks about them Mexicans. They don't hear Kamau, Droge, Roach. They don't hear all that stuff. So if we had a voice to lobby, that would help. Every little thing helps. If you were living in Farmers Branch a few years ago when they were saying that all the illegal immigrants are going to get kicked out, that's a time where you have an organizer, community organizer, go at that city council meeting and say, hey, we're not for that. I'm a Kenyan American. I pay taxes. Why are you going to prevent my people from not leasing apartments? This is discriminating against our people. You cause enough noise and somebody's going to listen whether they want to or not. So I think there should also be obviously a community response to that, and hopefully it can move forward. Business support. I'm glad Tom is here and all the other business owners. Business support. One of the things issues that came up in the past that prevented Kenyans from working together. Fraud. Marina and I were talking about this a few months ago. When I was in a mortgage business back in the day. I was wondering, I don't get a lot of Kenyan business. I get a lot of guys from other communities. I get a lot of guys from New York. I have clients in Alaska, and I was doing well, but I didn't understand why Kenyans are hesitant to deal with other Kenyans. And he told me that before you came to Dallas, Dallas was the hot spot for mortgage fraud. And so what people did before me was impacting my business. Greed. Obviously, people are just greedy. They see a Kenyan, they see an easy target. Judiciary malpractice, people not willing to spend money the right way. This post-colonial mentality. I'm telling you, we are the only people that I know who would rather hear a Mzungu sell us something than another Kenyan sell us something. Because
True.
Right? Because we think that Mzungu knows a little bit better. But that Mzungu, he sees a black person who I can take advantage of you. And it's pretty sad. I don't know what we can do about it, but obviously education and really proactively working to change that would help. And then we don't have an established business network. The reason I went to Africa Fusion is because I wanna walk the walk. If I'm gonna set up a meeting, is there a Kenyan business that can benefit from me setting up that meeting? And that's why I went to her. And those are some of the things that we need to do and really support each other's businesses. Tom has a business. What can we do to help Tom's business? What can I do to help your business? Your business. What can you all do to help my business? And have an established business where we can help each other. You may know some. I got this room for $90 because I knew somebody. Otherwise, I would not have got it for $90. I got it because I had a connection somewhere. But tomorrow, Marina wants to have a whole team of biomedical engineers for a whole day. Well, he can call me and I can call that person and he gets the room for $90 and my person gets the business. And that's how we grow this business. What can we do to change how Kenyans do business in Dallas? Is it even possible to do like what the Ethiopians are doing, to come up with a community-driven business loan program? My ideas, I've shared some of them with you, for families. This kind of really illustrates what I really would like to do, start out a reachable goal. George was telling me about how we need to have small, reachable goals that we need to start out with. This is a very reachable goals where we can have a family day for Kenyans here in Dallas, where it's not alcohol-centered, it's not party-centered, where it's family-centered, where our kids, our Kenyan kids, can hang out with other Kenyan kids at the park, at the lake, and we can, this group and whoever else is involved in it can come up with the funds to rent this equipment, get this place together, get the food together. Marina is a good grill master. He may be a biomedical engineer, but he really puts that science in grilling. So get Marina to cook up some nyama choma, and our kids play. These are very reachable goals. Nothing I had for families was having like a parents' night off, parents' day off and a parents' night off. Parents' day off where if we have a select team of volunteers that said, okay, I'm gonna spend Saturday helping out the Kenyan families, and the parents can drop off the kids, maybe there's a fee involved, they can drop off the kids, and the volunteers take the kids to the zoo. Take the kids to the zoo, take them to the park, take them to the aquarium. Kind of like what we did when we were in primary school, where we had field trips. And basically have field trips for Kenyan families here. And obviously, I spoke earlier about a family referral network, where we can have, you know, if a family, say they need a daycare for the weekend, and Joycey had recommended somebody that she knew or somebody she knew who does a good job, we can recommend that business to the family. I mentioned working together. That's very, I think that's going to be the very challenging thing for us right off the bat, because we are so different. You know, we come from very diverse backgrounds. You may have a corporate guy dealing with a DJ, dealing with a promoter like Tom,
a buddy dealing with a ghetto pastor.
Yeah, a pastor. You know, I mean, it's hard. That's going to be a tough thing. And what can we? I think these things that really unite us can help us work together. I think it's possible. I actually 100% believe it's possible for us to work together with diverse backgrounds. Those are some of my ideas. Just briefly, I wanted to talk about things that we can accomplish in a short period of time, things that are manageable. But we also have, like what the Ethiopians have done, this thing can grow to be bigger than this. and I just want to hear your ideas, what you think and what we can do. George, let's start with you.
Sure thing. I think the first thing we need to do is actually build a base. Right now, there's only about a dozen people in this room, and we have a lot of things that we're going to come up with here in just a short bit of time. We have to first grow the member base. We have to obviously realize that this dozen group of people here, we have to all be committed to actually do this. So we don't want anybody to come in and flick out next weekend or whatever. But next time we want to have that person bring 5, 7 people. That way we leave here a dozen. Next time we come back, we're going to be 25. The next time we come back, we'll have a couple hundred. And then the way we do this is actually broadening beyond this room. I really would like us to be able to begin to share information. That way we can attract people so they can see that Ask Us are really about something. Let's throw up a website, for instance. And let's bring everybody's ideas to the table, right? Let's bring the entrepreneurs. You're welcome to promote your business. Let's bring the folks who are looking for networking. Let's have them, put in something. That way we actually really build a good base. Mm-hmm. That way there is something for everybody, with the exceptions of party promotions, right? No disrespect.
No, not
So that way we can actually have some good fundamental, we want to grow this horizontally first, and then we can actually now begin to have objectives. So how do we get around, get people to be more of a member base? Let's come up with a reasonable amount so we can begin to raise some membership fees. So, and that's also an assessment of commitment, in my opinion, because if any good thing you've ever been about costs you something,
It is.
but it also gives you a sense of entitlement because you feel, you're part of something. And, it really gives you a sense of identity. It makes you invite folks to this good thing that you have going. And then I think from there, we really can go places, because I think we have a vast group of talent just in this room. We have, folks who are, nurses. We have folks who are engineers. We have folks, in all sorts of things who interact with people at different levels. We have parents. We have folks who own businesses. So I mean, and we all interact with a lot of different people at different levels. How do we bring them all and tell them about this thing that we have going on? And, not so much tell them about the objectives just yet. Just tell them we're just bringing a group of people together. So that way we build a base, and everything else, I guarantee you, is going to come to happen.
I was just going to add to what he was saying about starting a base. And I'm thinking, what if we start something where other people would, almost like an example of, here, this is what we started doing, and these are the benefits. Like, let's say we had a night out with the kids, and they can see a video, and they're like, okay, I'm missing out on that. I want to be part of that. So we can lead by example, as you say. And if we start like a membership fee, it can be higher for now because we're just a few people, and later the more the people join, the fee might go lower. But we can come up with a way, like new members can catch up to the level where we are at by either paying more, because they're benefiting from something that we already started at the base.
Right. Because it really creates an environment where it really looks a lot more happening than it really is. Mm-hmm. If you've ever been in business, you know that the only way you can have this perception that you're a larger organization is actually if you have a very good front, right? Mm-hmm. The same way you have your best sales guy out there, because he is the most charismatic, mm-hmm. he has, he's the most eloquent, and that's the reason why you kind of build your business. It's the same thing, so we get, and we have a lot of folks in this room, again, who have a lot of different talents. Maybe the nurse is not the best person to do the website. Maybe the guy in software is the guy who can do it. Whatever it is, we're going to need some volunteers.
I'm
right?
a graphic designer. I can
there
put
you
something
go.
together.
Yeah.
Well, what I was thinking, are you done, George? I'm sorry.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I was thinking is that let's advertise it for 1 more month, and then we meet next time and put in those who come and those we can commit then and lock it for a minute. Like for 3 months, those who lock in the membership, mm-hmm. let's do it. Yeah. Because we can be taking somebody every month, they come and change everything that's going on and like that. So
bring in new ideas.
No more new members, but they can attend until after 3 months we've had our foundation or something. Then we let the new members.
What I was thinking was, I've been here over a year, and I was involved with other professional groups, and I just think that the first thing that we need to do as a group of people who can make change is have a project scope.
Have a what?
A project scope.
Uh-huh.
We need to have a scope